grandma's like 94. She's getting up there.
Yeah. Dang, dude. Your grandma? Did you say your grandma?
Oh, yeah, great grandma. The one that we.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
She lost her sight like not too long after me and you visited. She like finally went. Yeah.
She can't see anymore?
No, she can't see anymore. She had macular degeneration, so we were one of the last things she ever saw.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Dude, well, I mean,
we had a good run. 94 years of working eyes. I mean, that's a long time.
It's a pretty good run.
She's about to turn 90. She turns 95 this month. I think her birthday's in January.
That's a dynasty, a 94-year dynasty.
I know.
But no, dude, the last image she saw was you throwing up the toilet, asking her, "Hey, was that cinnamon bread you gave us? Was that good or bad?"
It had to be. All right. So for those of you who don't know, me and Bobby took a trip across the country. I had food poisoning. That was like the worst. Probably the second worst I've ever had ever. And I was like burping these acid burps that were like, I mean, just tell the audience, but it was like worse than a fart.
They were so. I would have wished he would farted. He threw up in his mouth. Yeah, he threw up in his mouth, and he sharted himself several times throughout this voyage.
And then I actually threw up like just in
the snow. You know what was worse too, though? Like after you threw up, I thought it would get better, but it didn't. Like it didn't. It got worse actually.
It was bad for like a week after. Like I was in Utah for like a week, and I was still feeling bad.
Dude, It was so bad. It was so bad to where like if it wasn't freezing outside, I would have rolled down the window. Like I would have stuck my head out.
You were trapped in the car with those burps.
And on top of that, dude, I couldn't even like go to the back because you had all this stuff in the back. I couldn't even move around. I had to stay in one.
You could barely be in the front.
Yeah. And I'd float towards me this cloud of awfulness, and you'd always go, "Oh, sorry." You know, you'd always say sorry at the end of it as if, but I mean, at some point it was like, dude, just don't even talk. Like, don't, you're making it worse. The smell is coming out of your mouth more now. Like, you're trying to contain it. Try to hold it in.
I tried to even breathe it out because I would taste it every time I burped it because I couldn't stop it. It was almost like, you have those rolling burps where it's just, you feel the air coming and it's just.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like a burp you intentionally burp out.
There's no beginning. It just kind of arises.
The air kind of just, and then it just comes out. The air kind of.
It's so weird. It's so weird too, though, because when a couple of those times when you burped, I almost thought what did you eat? What did you consume that was significantly what I ate?
You all ate the same thing. That's the problem. We were eating the same thing. I can't think of it. So we had cinnamon bread that was in a freezer that we ate, that we liked. And we had pizza. So it had to have been something with the pizza, I think.
And then we also had cereal. But it probably wasn't the cereal.
I don't know, sour milk. I think sour milk I would have just vomited. I don't think I would have.
That's what I'm trying to say. It could have been the pizza because it could just sat in there.
Because sour milk, you feel queasy and then you throw up. You don't feel queasy and have diarrhea and are sick for 2 weeks.
And question why you exist right now.
I literally took Tums and then vomited 20 minutes after I took Tums. I don't know what the Tums did.
So we pulled into the gas station for the audience. We pulled into a gas station, right? Into this because we had to take a completely different route. We weren't on an interstate. We had to go back roads. Because there's a snowstorm. There's a long story. We'll probably share this at some other point, the more of the details of the story. But anyways, we pull into this gas station. And Ethan has to go in to use the restroom. And when you go in there, I don't know if you remember, but you go in there at 10:40, And so I go in there and I'm like, yeah, I'll just walk around and I'll, because I had been sitting in the car, I'll walk around and I'll get something to eat. Right. Well, the gas station person goes over to me. He's like, hey, how long is your friend going to be? And I was like, I don't know. He's kind of sick. And she goes, oh, well, we're closed, just so you know, right? And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go, let him know, to, hurry up, And I went in there and I go, hey, Ethan, and you go, yeah, and I was like, hey, buddy, they're closed, and then I heard, I'll try, and more, and you just, it was awful. It was awful. And then I think you spent an hour. I think you literally spent and then I remember each time.
We were there way after they were closed.
Yeah, she kept tapping her watch. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I know. He's sick. I don't Dude, you were in there so long. It's not a joke. You were in there so long that actually another customer came in and he's like, "Are you guys closed?" And she's like, "We should be." And he's like, "So
We
we're not."
should be.
Yeah. So you're
That
not.
was a bit.
And
Was she a bit passive aggressive at that point?
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I just talked to this guy. Me and this guy just had a conversation with the clerk. And the whole time she's like, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, you know, me and my friend. And every time I'd mention you, she'd look over at me. Like over at where you were at in the bathroom, obviously. But yeah, it was bad too. Uh it was tough. It was tough to even like, you know, to even like be there and that's in that experience. Because the thing is too, though, is that like some people when they hear like think of throw up, they throw up themselves, and it's like I'm not like that, but I mean that's the closest I've ever gotten because I've never smelled somebody's breath that was that, or you know, bio, I don't know, whatever bio in their stomach that smelled like that. Seriously, what did you eat though? Because I ate more than you, right? Do you remember? Because we stopped by a couple gas stations. And I ate more food than you. Like,
I definitely ate more cinnamon bread than you did. That was the
oh,
only thing I.
you ate a lot of cinnamon bread. And, okay, I guess you might have eaten like one pizza slice more than me.
I felt like we were pretty even. I thought we went like
No,
slice for slice.
I mean, we went mostly slice for slice. I'm not saying we didn't. I just mean if you did eat one more, I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised.
But I had like 17 pieces of cinnamon bread.
Like I don't know. The cinnamon
I
bread
had
was
like a loaf and a half.
maybe you OD'd on cinnamon bread.
I don't know. Maybe you like to think if there was bacteria that make you sick, that if you even, I don't know how it works though. I don't know if like if you eat one bite of it versus eating a bunch of it, it's like pretty much the same result or not. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certain things like you know, like you can like if you got herpes, you know, if you get herpes twice, you know, I mean, is that double the herpes or is it just singular herpes?
Can't get herpes twice. When you have it, that's it. You got it. You got all of what it is.
What I mean is, though, is that with every other, like if you get the flu, can you get a double flu?
Yeah.
I think what happened was most likely is that one of the batches, because you said you ate about like a loaf and a half, we probably ate from the same loaf, and then you probably ate another loaf that was bad. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you ate from a different loaf.
Everyone I told in my family about it, they're like, "Well, it couldn't have been the cinnamon bread." They immediately ruled that out because that was like the big thing that she likes to make. I'm like,
dude, the cinnamon bread was delicious. No, for real though, the cinnamon bread was really good.
It was good. It was awesome. But I'm like, she pulled it out of her freezer. That bread could have been there from 2016 for all I know.
It wasn't there from 2016. I mean,
it could have been there for a year. It honestly could have. That's not that insane to think. And now it was like a hard brick, like it was like a rock when she pulled it out. So there, I mean, I know that does keep the bacteria from forming. So I mean, I don't know.
I'm assuming it could have. I feel like it might have been the pizza even, because the thing is that you think about it, one piece of the pizza could have had bacteria on it that the other pieces didn't. Theoretically, you know what I mean?
Yeah, one guy he could have sneezed on one piece. He's like, I feel bad for whoever got this. That could have. That, by the way, that bacteria that I got could have killed my great grandmother. Like if she got that poisoning, oh my gosh, I don't know what would have happened to her.